Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. My name's Alyssa and today is Fandom Friday, which is something that I started last Friday, finally, after like a month or two of just thinking about it and not being able to film it yet. So today's video is going to be kind of in celebration of Season 8 of The Walking Dead, even though I'm wearing a Gryffindor t-shirt. Can't find my Walking Dead t-shirt actually, which is sad because I want to wear it Sunday. But anyways, last night I actually ended up watching something that kind of made me want to do Fandom Friday's video on The Walking Dead today. And that was The Walking Dead Behind the Dead. It's another special thing that they did on AMC for Season 8 and for the 100th episode. Just pretty much pretty much went through what the show is about, how the show got started, who the characters are and what they're about, and what they mean to fans, what this show means to fans, what the show means to the cast and crew, and how much of a family, and it really shows how much of a family that the whole cast and crew is. And it was just amazing and beautiful in my eyes. And if you want to understand why people love this show so much, watch The Walking Dead Behind the Dead. That's the title of it. And then you'll kind of get a sense of why it's so popular now and why fans are so passionate about it. Because it's not just about the horror side of it, it's about family, or like Andrew Lincoln said, it's a family drama set in hell, pretty much. And it really, like, the actors on and off set are a family. And some of them have been friends for long before they started on this project. Like Norman Reedus and Jeffrey D. Morgan. Norman said they've been friends for years before they even got onto the set. So that makes their relationship on screen so much better. And it's just, I don't know, it was just a really cool thing to watch, although I watched it once it started pouring down rain last night, and I ended up we had our windows open, and I had to pause it, go close all the windows, and wait for the rain to die down, which didn't take long, but once the rain died down, I turned it back on because everyone else was sleeping and I didn't want to wake up anyone by having the volume up, so I ended up just waiting until the rain died down because I couldn't hear it at all. But it's finally raining and the clouds may go in and out. Anyways, The Walking Dead has been in my life since 2013. I was 13 2010. Because the show starts, or the comic and the show starts in 2010. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's this. This is one of the compendiums. I have the second one up there. As you can see, I am that far into it. I'm around season 4. That's how I've been letting you guys know it. Where I am in this. I haven't picked this up in a while because I've been busy with everything else. But now I kind of, okay, gotta close this. Now I kind of want to jump back into it, but it's so big that I didn't even know. Or like, it's so big that it's hard to just have it around with me. But, why I love this show so much is, and I'm going to be kind of talking about different subjects. I will be going back to the Behind the Dead thing because it was just so cool how it was put together. And they also talk about how the show, when they were putting it out there to see what channel would possibly or could possibly produce the show, they said it just got rejected because who would want a show that's all about death and zombies and blood and gore and they didn't look at the big picture when, in my eyes, it seems like everyone doesn't look at the bigger picture of what the show actually is about, which it's about the characters and their survival and how their family, even though they didn't know each other at the start, before the apocalypse, but they are family now. Gotta take a breath. Talking too fast. Anyways, the first point, so like I said, I started watching the show when I was 13, and it's just one that stayed with me. When the show was coming on, I was hearing my parents talk about it all the time, or at least my dad with one of his friends. They were like, hey, did you know that this show, Walking Dead, was coming on? And I started getting interested in it because the only other zombie show or movie that I've ever seen was Resident Evil, which I will do a whole other Fandom Friday video on that. Or maybe two. But, that's the only other one that I've seen. And when this show came on, it was everywhere. It was just like the news of the day. And when it started, the scene that got me hooked, and the conversation in the show that got me hooked, was the scene in episode 1, season 1. Just before Rick gets shot, it's when Rick and Shane are in the car talking about their normal daily problems. Rick was talking about how Lori, or something about Lori and about Carl, and it was the most normal thing that you could ever see in a show. And they were having takeout as well, because they were sitting in their police car. They're both police officers, and it was right before they get a call saying, hey, we've got this problem over here, we need you guys, and just that one scene kind of hooked me onto the show, just of those two talking to each other, because I am such a dialogue lover between characters, especially with, like, sometimes in real life I won't even talk, I'll just listen to everyone else talking, especially if I'm in a place where I'm, like at church events, I will just listen to everyone else because I'm more intrigued sometimes by the dialogue that goes around, and I see how people interact with one another. If they know someone really well, they interact with them differently than someone that doesn't, with someone that they don't really know, and with that person it can be more awkward, and with the other person it can be more outgoing. And so just that simple, normal life conversation between those two characters drew me in, and then I fell in love with the show from there. But I didn't know if I would even keep watching the show because it scared me. Like, I did not like horror back then. I still don't really like horror. There's some that I will tolerate. I've seen quite a few horror movies, but this is the one show where it's like, I've never seen this much blood in just one movie or show or whatever. And the cloud just went over the sky. Anyways, I just love this show, and it's always been there for me, because and a lot of, I think I don't know if it was a blog post that I did as well, where I explained why I loved it, because I always get, why do you love The Walking Dead so much, or, oh, why do you love that show, it's so dumb. Like, seriously, this show is not dumb. You're the person that's gonna be dumb for thinking that it's dumb. That did not make sense, but hopefully you get what I'm saying. I always get, like, those kinds of questions, or comments whenever I bring up, oh, my favorite show is The Walking Dead. It's like, why do you love that? That show's, like, horrible. And I love it because, one, I love dark things. I love just dark stories. And two, it's all about family. And now, after seeing behind the scenes stuff, it took me, I think, like season 3 or 4. Yeah, not long into the show. Once I saw some of the behind the scenes stuff, of them applying the makeup to the walkers, to all the extras. I apologize for the light going in and out. There's clouds today, and it started raining last night. But I just love everything about this show. There's not one thing that I do not love about this show. Even with the deaths of the characters. And one thing that... Oh, sorry, going all over the place. So, for... Like, when I watched, I think probably in 2013, when I watched behind the scenes, I was looking at all the, like, behind the scenes things because I wanted to see how it was done, how they made the blood, how they applied everything, and once I saw that and realized, oh, it's just corn syrup and, what's that called? Is it food coloring dye? I think that's what I'm trying to say. Sorry, I kind of lost that little bit there. But it's just food coloring dye, and when I saw that there's different kinds of blood that you can make for these special effects, that's like all over the mouths and bodies and what comes out of the wounds, I felt a lot better knowing that it's not real. And of course I did know it's not real, but I felt better knowing how they made it, and then I started teaching myself to actually look at the walkers head on when they're on the screen and not turn away and be afraid of them. And with that, I told myself it's not real, it's just makeup. And every now and then I would tell myself, oh hey, that walker looks interesting, how did they get there? Or how did they get to this point? Or how did they do that makeup on that walker? Because now I just look at it all as, holy cow, that walker is so cool. How did they do that? So I went from being really afraid of the walkers to now loving them and loving how they kind of came to be. Offset and kind of on screen, because every episode I'm always like, how did this person come to be a walker? What's their story? So I try to make like little backstories while watching the show, which sometimes takes me away from the episode, but that's okay. But yeah, and the characters have been like another family that I can escape to, and they have been friends, kind of like the Harry Potter series. They've just been there all throughout high school, especially when I thought I didn't have anyone, and each week they were there. So that's another reason why I love that show so much. Try not to get emotional, but no, like, yeah. So I look at Carl as kind of like my Harry Potter, because I was only a couple years older than Carl. He was 9 and I was 13. So I've gotten to grow up with him throughout my teen years. And with Harry, I grew up from when I was 9 years old to, or 9 to 11 years old, to when I was 17, I think 17. I don't know, whenever the series ended. And it's just been another, like, the Harry, like, Walking Dead has been the Harry Potter of my adult year, or teen to young adult years. And it's just been something to look forward to each week. Like this week, I've been looking forward to the premiere so much. And it's helped me get through, well, kind of being sick the past couple days. Just looking forward to it. So now, with all that, I kind of want to talk about my favorite characters of the show. My favorite, yes, has been Carl. But I don't know. I think it's because with Carl, he gets in trouble for doing things that he shouldn't have done, and I have gotten in trouble for doing things that I shouldn't have done, just within family-wise, but, and I don't know, I have a lot of similarities with Carl, so that's why he's one of my favorites, because I relate to him so much. And also, Rick has been, like, my hero for the past however many years. I love Maggie, I love Glenn. Truth is, I love everyone in this show. I can't hate anyone, even the villains. I can't hate them completely, like with Negan. I have like a love-hate relationship with him because Jeffrey Dean Morgan, whenever I see him on the screen, I don't want him to leave because his acting is phenomenal. And the way he makes me feel when he's on screen is just yeah. Just no words. And even like the governor, I liked him because we actually saw what made him who he was. And we got to see his whole transformation. Whereas with Negan, we're still discovering like who he is, and well, we know exactly who he is. He's a murderer and he's terrible in general, but he's so freaking good. And I hope to write a character like that one day, just where they just pull on all the strings, and so good, so good. Who are your favorite characters? Let me know down below if you watch the show, and let me know if you do watch the show, because then we can fangirl or fanboy over them, or over this, because I don't have really anyone outside of my family that I could talk about this show with, besides my cousin. Well, that's still a part of my family. Yeah, I pretty much don't have anyone outside of my family to talk about this show with. And this is a really long Fandom Friday video, so I apologize. But there's just so much to talk about with The Walking Dead. And I may do multiple videos on The Walking Dead, just because I want to talk about certain aspects. You know what I mean. Of the show. Because there's so many, and I want to talk about certain points, and I'm just going to have a whole video series called Walking Dead, or just a whole video series for The Walking Dead that I'll figure out when to do those videos for. Maybe Sunday. Maybe Sunday after church I can do those videos. I have no idea. But I will work on that, and yeah, the show is just like, I love it so much. It's my baby. I love it. And going back to the Behind the Dead, like I talked about in the beginning of the video, this was amazing to watch because Robert Kirkman said that when they put out the show, it got rejected by everyone, and that's something that I'm afraid with my novel. But then AMC, I'm afraid of that happening for my novel. But AMC took the chance with it, and now it's like the most popular show in the world. It's the #1 show in the world, and so that's another thing why I'm like so proud to be a fan too of this show, and I just love it so much. Plus, they also have a freaking after show hosted by my favorite, both comedian and TV show host, Chris Hardwick. I have talked about him in a couple videos. I know just don't remember which ones, but he hosts The Talking Dead. He was on the host of At Midnight, but I think they ended that show. And then also The Wall, which is currently on. And there's literally not a time or not a day during the week where Chris Hardwick is not on our TV. Like, we have some show of his on our TV every week, and it's just so fun, and I've kind of watched him ever since I can remember. So the fact that he's done The Talking Dead for a really long time, and I love that because it helps me with my own writing as well, just like the critically thinking creative side of that show. Trying to put this in the right words. I don't know, just like the way they talk about the show helps me to understand everything that happens, especially when they have the actual actors there. And it's hilarious too, because whenever he says that there's a special guest after announcing 2 of the guests, everyone always thinks someone's gonna die next week. So that's just a funny thing that's happened. And I don't know, that show just helps me so much to think about my own novel and the way that we think about The Walking Dead during each episode. And it's clever how he goes about how Chris goes about bringing The Talking Dead to life. And I love that the fans get so involved with the show, and sometimes a little too insane with how they get involved, but I don't know, it's just a cool show. And if you love zombies, and if you do love like the whole horror side of the show, then you should give it a shot. And even if not, they do have episodes where they have a Morgan centered episode. Sometimes they have an episode solely based around one character, like the Morgan one, which was one of my favorite episodes. Beautifully done. There was only 2 walkers out of that whole episode, and only 2 deaths that mattered, but didn't matter as well. And that one's probably my favorite character-centered episode. And then we have like Daryl's episodes from last season when he was with Negan. Those were probably some of my favorites, even though Daryl's was heartbreaking and hard to watch because he was getting tortured the whole time. It was still just the Morgan-centered episode is just my favorite episode, probably out of the whole thing. Yeah, I think that is my favorite episode out of the whole thing, because it slows time down in the show, and you really get to see the growth of that character throughout just that one episode, because he went through a lot of personal growth. And another thing that I love about the show is how much development these characters have that Robert Kirkman put into these. I wish I could just sit down with Robert Kirkman and have a full conversation just about each character, and how he developed them and how they kind of came to be, because I would like to know how this show, or how the comic book kind of came to me, even though I'm just reading it for the first time, and I'm still not, I'm only season 4. I'm at the prison, and they're trying to clear everything out. That's Rick. And I would just love to know how the comic came to me, and then how each character and each situation, just everything came to me, and that would just be amazing to just sit down and talk with him. If I ever got the chance to, that would be amazing. And then just to sit down with each actor. One of my dreams is actually to do interviewing, with like, kind of like what Chris Hardwick does on The Talking Dead, pretty much exactly what he does, just talking with the whole cast and crew about the show and their characters' personal growth and stuff like that, and getting to know the actors themselves and how they feel about their roles and their characters. That's like my dream job right there. Besides writing, it's to just be an interviewer and get into the deep side of each show and their characters and actors. That's what I've actually wanted to do my whole life, so hopefully at some point I can get there. But anyways, I think I'm going to stop this because it's almost a 30-minute video. It's at 26 minutes and 37 seconds. So I am going to end this here. There'll probably be a part 2, because apparently I like making things into parts, but yeah, if you like The Walking Dead, let me know down below. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more videos like this, or for writing videos, or anything in that way. I am going to do an author or writing update at the end of this month, which is going to be kind of huge with what I've been doing recently. Not with like novels, but with like short stories and poems and songs and stuff. So I'm excited to film my October author/writing update for you. And I don't know, let me know what you're excited for season 8. What outcomes do you think will come for the characters in season 8? Who do you think will survive the war? I'm hoping everyone survives, although I know from what my dad told me, apparently we're losing quite a few people. Yeah, just let me know all your thoughts and comments on the show, but be nice as well, because either me, other fans, and the show does not need any more criticism for this being what it is. So just be kind to one another in the comments, and I hope you guys have a lovely weekend. I'm so happy it's the weekend because Walking Dead, and also a few days closer to Halloween, and I'm so excited for Halloween. I want to do, I have a video planned, but I have to see if it's okay with my family for them to be in it. I don't know, we'll just see. I have some fun things planned, especially for like Mondays, for Magic Monday, and I'm just continuing to ramble. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and remember to just survive somehow. Bye guys!